You mentioned that you just joined the B team, so I'm curious a little bit about sort of what the motivation behind that was. And I know that the B team had a board meeting last week, and I'm curious, what's next for the B team. I think there was a big splash when it was created. There's a lot of really great talent, brains as part of that organization. But what's really the goal moving forward?
I think I was really flattered to have been invited to join. But the danger has been that you'd look at them and you'd say, well, these are just like the big guys, the Mo Ibrahims, the Richard Bransons, the Paul Pullmans. So the important thing about inviting small companies like mine to join is that we, we have to get out of the business as usual frame that we've always been working, and we have to explain to people. Why actually this spreads throughout the scale. It's not just the big guys who are there. I have a lot of admiration for Mo. Mo is one of the most outspoken, honest, and frank guys around. Richard has done a lot in his time, of course, and we all know that. But it's easy for people to say, well, he's only doing that because he's rich or because his company's successful. Having companies like mine on board now says that it's not just about the big and the famous. It's about the little guys as well, who have the ability to spread the word. And we in Safaricom have been committed to this whole thing about transforming lives. And if you want to transform lives, you have to deal with inequality and injustice. You have to deal with poverty, because most of my customers are coming from the low-income sector. And of course, climate change is something which is the biggest problem facing humanity. But by and large, humanity doesn't look at it in that way. And so I think it's a good forum and a good format. It's a very informal format for us to drive those agendas. So
obviously, you work with a lot of organizations who want to use your platform to address any number of issues, right? There's, especially in a place like Nairobi, there's lots of entrepreneurs, lots of innovators, and a lot of it is really geared at this sort of mobile space, because that's an incredible new frontier where it really will be a vehicle for addressing any number of challenges. And at the Global Entrepreneurship Summit in Nairobi, one of the entrepreneurs asked this question and sort of posed this issue that, sometimes when approaching a big company, a mobile network operator, to pitch an idea, there's not always security that idea won't just get stolen, for example. And you said, you know what, that's a legitimate problem. And it might even be happening in my organization, which I thought was a very frank thing to say. So how do you go about ensuring that those partnerships work and are fair to both sides, that there's not sort of exploitation of the entrepreneurs and the innovators who are coming in? How do you build better systems and better ways of working together?
You see, I think you have to start with purpose. And I think my purpose now is to move from being a product-based company to being a platform-based company. And if you're going to be a platform-based company, first of all, you get yourself integrated in lots of other things. And we're moving away from being an egocentric company, where we think we can do everything ourselves, to becoming an eco-centric. So we have to start to nurture that ecosystem around us. And in the realization that we can't do everything ourselves points us to a place which says we need to behave properly in order for that ecosystem to come closer to us. So it is coming together with a common goal to fix a problem, rather than to see how we can extract commercial value. But you know what? We do always end up realizing commercial value out of those relationships, surprisingly. I'm going to give you one very good example of going in to do something and not really anticipating the results. We went into Dadaab in Kenya, the refugee camp, and we installed some what we call instant network, and we give the children tablets. Now, by putting those cell sites in that area, really to serve the refugee community, very big refugee community, living in terrible conditions, we didn't expect to make money. Right now, those cell sites are in our top 10 revenue earners, because the Somalis actually speak quite a lot. Yeah. And so there usually are some very good collateral benefits that come out of these things. But if you go in just thinking about the profit, you're actually not going to do a lot of the things that you need to do.